What is up, everybody? I'm of course the one and only the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! And today is the day to finally show you guys my Trickstar updated deck profile. Now, I have waited a really long time to, well, it feels like a really long time, to actually receive all the cards I needed to complete this deck to finally give you guys this updated version, because of when the ban list hit and all that, I didn't give you guys an updated version. And the reason was I personally knew which cards I needed, I knew which cards I wanted to get, I knew which cards I needed to wait for on getting before giving you guys this deck profile. But as you can see by my previous mail day videos, if you haven't already seen them, you can feel free to watch them by previous videos, of course. But if you have seen them, you could clearly see that I've received every last card that I needed to finally bring you guys this updated deck profile. So without further ado, it is the day, it is the time to finally get into this. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it, shall we?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Let the good times roll!
Okay, so as you can clearly tell by the camera there is, of course, right here, we're going to be doing this as I've liked to be doing in the past recently, and that's by showing you guys my face as well as the deck profile right here. Honestly, I like this way a lot more. Comment down below what you guys prefer. Do you just want to see the deck profile? Do you actually want to see both? I feel like it's more professional this way, but that's just me. And honestly, it's way more fun personally to me. But as I said, you guys got to comment down below what your personal opinions are. Now, of course, we've got this setup. We've got the LODS. We've got the, sneak peek playmat after that. We've got the World Championship card. Honestly, because, I just wanted to display it like this today. My desk is always like this. It's just this because, these are the two mats that I've won, and it was an absolute pleasure to win. I actually played the Trickstar with this one. I don't know what I played on my sneak peek one, but this is why I love it. LODS playing my Trickstar deck. But of course, because this deck has changed, it's time to finally update it, as I said. So without further ado, the first thing we're playing is, of course, that triple Trickstar Candina. Candina is your searcher, it's absolute mint, it's what starts the combos. Next, of course, triple Lycris. Why? Because this card is a burner, it's an easel special summoner, and honestly, it is straight up hell. It's honestly hell to deal with some days, because you can just keep on special summoning it if you've got enough resources to keep on bringing it back and burning your opponent. When you're playing just the burn variant, this is the main card that you're absolutely wanting to run. And then that one Lilybell, why? Because straight up attack, getting that Lycris back into your hand, recycling. And honestly, the amount of times I have won by having two Lycris in my grave, summon Lilybell, attack, recycle, special summon the Lycris, attack again, get another Lycris, special summon, have Lilybell in my hand, and then just burning an attack, keeping that defense. The amount of times, as I said, I can't count the amount of times I've won just by that combo, but it's been absolute mint. Moving on from that, you of course can honestly run any hand trap that you want. And honestly, no, this isn't just a pun saying honestly, which I do run in my side deck. No, you can honestly run any hand trap card you want in your deck. But personally, I like to run triple Ash and triple Droll. Now, I've seen other people run, some of the Reaper cards. I've seen some people run Ogres, but personally, I don't really like Ogre as much because people can still chain, get the effects, if it's one that you can actually chain and keep the monster on the field, or, somehow bounce it back to your hand, which in a mirror match you can actually do with Trickstars. Their effect doesn't get negated, of course. A lot of the time, it may destroy it, but 9 out of 10, it doesn't actually negate the effects, it only destroys it, unless that is a monster that has to stay on the field for its effect to go off, then it's not really going to stop you at all. Ghost Reaper is fun, but you got to keep in mind not everyone runs the same extra deck as you, and that whole card that is used to stop graveyard effects, once again, it depends on what kind of decks you're facing. So that's why I personally like running these. Drolls, because it just straight up stops your opponent from being able to draw extra cards, and Ash, because if you want to not face a particular card, you can straight up negate it, and it's absolutely fun. And then for my last two monsters, I run double Eater of Millions, because this card just gets around so much annoying stuff. A lot of my extra deck I don't actually end up using, and there are particular cards that I have in there just to be banished half the time, or just for combo extenders that I never actually use half the time. So yeah, Eater of Millions, that's why you will see in the extra deck later on in this one, of course, why there are some that I don't use, why there are some that I do. But Eater of Millions is just, it's the kaiju for this deck. Even though I do side deck kaijus, this is just a way more fun card to use in my opinion, and that's why I only run the 2. 3 gets cluttered, 1 is not enough, 2 is the magic number for your Eater of Millions. Moving on from that, we've of course got the side deck. I mean the spell deck. Spell side of this deck, sorry. And it is absolutely insane. The amount of spells, like, half this deck is just straight up spells, because a lot of it is searching, being able to get you the draw, and being able to take your opponent's monsters is just absolute mint. And that's why, you know, that I run the triple light stage. It's your searcher, it's what you need. Double terraforming, because we can only run 2 terraforming, which is really sad, unfortunately. But honestly, I still get enough Trickstar light stages. I still get what I need with the 2 terraformings. Then I still run triple chain summoning. I still run this because the amount of times I can still get the effects off is absolutely mint. You could have a reincarnation in the graveyard, and a Lycurus, summon Candino, chain reincarnation, chain summoning. You could have so many different combos. You could straight up go, you know, summon the Candino, search for a light stage, activate light stage, add a Lycurus, and, you know, this is mainly a combo there. If you're going up against someone that uses a lot of, you know, trap cards that stop your attacks, this is one combo you can use. You know, you summon, you activate the light stage, get that Lycurus, then you activate light stage's effect, chain the Lycurus in your hand, chain summoning, bam, keep on going for more summons, which is absolutely mint. Then I'm running that triple mind control because take your opponent's monster is absolutely fun. This is another reason I don't really worry about running kaijus way too much, but I still side deck them just in case, because we have so many ways around them. We've got 8 of millions of mind control, and if that doesn't work, yeah, you can have kaijus. But mind control, just take your opponent's monster, do with it whatever you will, and just have a lot of fun. Then I still run double Scapegoat. Scapegoat, honestly, because it's a great card. You know, you're going into the Nightmare combos, you're going into defense combos. It's just absolutely great. Then double Polar Desires. I've seen quite a few run only one of these. I don't personally like the idea of only running one, but that's me. I prefer running 2. Honestly, because it also powers up my Eater of Millions. Just going Polar Desires, banish the 10, keep the Eater of Millions in my hand, banish the extra, you know, 5, 10, 15, however many you want to banish, depending on what your opponent has. Bring out this beast card, and it's absolutely mint. Then, of course, we've got that 1 card destruction, because the fact that Konami decided to unban this card makes them crazy, but I love it. Because honestly, there is actually a 4 card combo, which I did actually mention this deck in. If you want to check that out, there'll be links to that in the description down below. But it is straight up, you know, just the chain summoning combos, the reincarnation, the card destruction, it's absolutely mint. Then for our other one-offs, we run 1 Regeki, 1 Dark Hole for that board wipe, and that 1 Monster Reborn, just to bring back whatever we want. But that ends it for the spells. Now moving on to the last thing of the main deck, which of course is the traps. Now there aren't actually many traps in this deck, honestly, I only run 6. And it's literally 3 Reincarnations and 3 Torrential Tributes. I only run these. I don't really like running Solemns that much. You can if you want, but that's why I run Torrentials. It's way more fun just being able to pop your opponent's stuff with this card. Plus, if you're going into time a lot, which sometimes I actually have to do I have to speed up my gameplay because my opponent is just taking way too long, and I still have to call the judge sometimes. But when that happens, you know, you don't want to be having Solemns in your deck, because then you're just losing way too much life points, and you don't want that. So that's why I like to run Torrentials, because, you know, you can pop your own stuff, bring it back with Reincarnation, have a lot of fun. Honestly, you know, a lot of your cards can go in the graveyard and still bring out great combos. Or you could go set a Torrential, set a Scapegoat, and then when your opponent's turn is, when they special summon whatever monster they want, or normal summon, and you know they can't summon anymore, go Torrential, then end phase, go Scapegoat, and their board is wide open. And Reincarnation, you know what it does, it just banishes their hand, gives you a Monster Reborn effect in the graveyard. It's just absolutely mint. That's it for the main deck. Now we're going to go on to the extra deck. Now the extra deck is changed a little bit. One of the main things is now I actually have a Linkuriboh. I ended up getting this card, it's absolutely great. I love a Linkuriboh. Honestly, because, you know, if your opponent goes to attack or you attack, you can just make some monster 0. And same with this one. You know, you just make it 0, make them clash, it's absolutely great. 1 Link Spider, because, you know, you are running the Scapegoat, so you primarily just bring out these 2. You can actually run a 3rd Scapegoat instead of this next card, but that's up to you. Like, I just put in Proxy, it's a combo extender. It's mainly because we don't have Goblin, and it's just the way that I can have the arrows pointing a little bit longer so I can extend it, so I can still potentially make that U shape a little bit easier if I really wanted. But, you know, that's up to you guys. Proxy is as well, you know, just for that protection, just to build a little bit stronger board. But if you want to run 2 Link Spiders and a Linkuriboh, that's up to you. If you want to run 2 Link Spiders and a Proxy, that's up to you guys. I recommend getting a Linkuriboh while they're still relatively cheap. Then I run that one Underclock Taker. It's another card that extends the combos, you know, just points it down. The amount of times I've used this card just to lower my opponent's attack is just absolutely great. One Holy Angel, because it's just the only Trickstar Link monster that you should run. Some people don't even run this one, but I love playing it because the amount of times I burn, the amount of times I, you know, just power this baby off is absolutely great. One Hip Star, which I'm going to be calling it, of course, because that's what the name should have been. It just powers up your light monsters. If you're going up against a dark deck, it's absolutely great. And then for my Nightmares, one Cerberus, one Phoenix, and one Unicorn. Unfortunately, yeah, Goblin got banned, but oh well, we can still run these three and it'd still be great. Unicorn, get rid of some monster you don't want, or any card in general. Cerberus, get rid of a special summon monster, and Phoenix, get rid of a spell or trap. And, you know, just get the draw if you really want. Then for my boss monsters, I've got the one Borolo Dragon, just be able to take my opponent's monster. You know, go for those fun combos is always great. One Ninjutsu. Honestly, this card is just to be able to get rid of that annoying card I don't want to deal with. If I don't want to be going into Unicorn, I've got Ninjutsu. One Topologic Trispania. Now, primarily, yeah, you do run this card against a lot of paleo decks, but you can run it against any deck that you want. One Skeldred, because, you know, it just gives you the draw. It's a nice power-up monster. One Firewall Dragon for the insane combos that you can do with this card. And then for my only XE, I run the one Phantom Knights of the Break Sword just to get around one of their annoying monsters, spell, whatever I don't want to deal with, which, you know, 9 out of 10 my Phoenix and all that deals with, but that card can also be great too. So that's it for the main action. Now moving on to the last bit before I of course sign off, which of course is the side deck. Now as I've said in previous videos, it is all up to you guys of whatever you want to run in your side deck. It is all personal choice. It's whatever, you know, you're facing at current locals. It's whatever you fear the most. It's whatever, you know, you have trouble facing the most. But honestly, I'm just running Too Honest. That's why I've said honestly so much. I love saying it. Too Honest because, you know, it's just a nifty little hand trap. Some people do main this, but, you know, it's mainly if I'm going up against a deck that I know, okay, I can't use Eater of Millions against because, you know, somehow the card doesn't work against them. I can't use Mind Control because the monster can't be targeted. But if I know they attack a lot, you know, just Honest, their monster's destroyed. It's absolutely great. One Gameciel and one Humongous. Honestly, you can just run whatever Kaijus you want. I just like these two. They're the weakest ones. Also, I can always go summon Gameciel to their side, summon Humongous to my side, whatever. I can also get over these two really easily with my extra deck and all that, and with, you know, some of the cards in my main deck, or I could go special summon this, go Mind Control, and have a lot of fun. But that's why I run these. They're absolutely a lot of fun. They're really easy to use. And, you know, if you don't have Rust Sphere mode, they're also a great alternative. Then I run Double Chalice because, you know, just target a monster you don't like its effect, and, you know, even though it gives it extra attack, you know, it just means that their effects are negated. So if you go up a deck that, you know, you don't like their effects, bam. It's basically your effect veiler. I just like this card a lot more because it can be used at any time, and it's a cheap alternative to Infinite Impermanence. If you have an Infinite Impermanence, run that instead. It's just personal choice. Then I've got Double Prohibition. Why? Because just declare a card that you never want to see, and neither player can play it. That's as simple as that. Double Called by the Grave for all those annoying cards that you don't want to deal with. Plus, this also doubles up as a DD Crow that, you know, you can just banish one card, target one monster in their graveyard, banish it. If you're going up against a Trickstar deck, they've only got one Trickstar monster that you know is good, you just banish it. If you're going up against a Goki deck that uses particular, you know, monsters, just straight up banish it. It's whatever you want to banish. Double Twin Twisters for that back row removal. And then for my last ones, you know, double Anti-Spell Fragrance because of Pendulum decks, they're still relevant. Going up against the Sky Strikers, going up against a Mirror Match Trickstars, you know, if I go first, is absolutely great. And that one Unending Nightmare because it just pops whatever card I don't want to deal with. That is as long as it's face up. Guys, you know, that's what I run for my Trickstar deck. You know, this is just what's worked really, really well for me. It's what I'm going to continue playing until I get, you know, some other stuff. If I get, you know, evenly matched, you know, Infinite Impermanence again, you know, stuff like that, definitely, yeah, run them. They're absolutely great. Evenly matched, especially. If you've got Rust Sphere mode, think about running that. If you go up against a lot of trap decks, think about putting in Red Reboot. It's just personal choices. If you want any other tips on that, feel free to comment down below and I'll be happy to help you guys. But of course, this has been my Trickstar deck profile updated. If you guys want me to make a combo video on this, feel free to comment down below and I'll be happy to show you guys some combos with this deck. But honestly, the combos haven't really been much changed in the way of chain summoning, the burn combos, and being able to go into a lot of the link combos. That stuff hasn't changed. It's always been the same. It's just the fact of my extra deck has changed, my side deck has changed, and, you know, being able to add card destruction into the deck has been absolutely mint. But as I said, guys, this is just my Trickstar deck. This is what works for me. Comment down below if you guys have your own Trickstar deck. If you guys actually want to showcase your Trickstar deck on this channel, feel free to comment down below, hit me up, and I'll be happy to showcase that deck for you guys. You know, it would be absolutely mint. But as I said, you guys, you know, this is just personal opinion. This is what's worked for me. This is what, you know, helped me get the position at LODS. Basically, like, there's been a few card differences, but if I was running this deck, I would have done a lot better at LODS. I do believe that, in fact. But yeah, guys, this is the deck I'm probably going to be taking to regionals. Unless I can get evenly matched before then, I'll probably side them in. But this, you know, just is absolute mint, and it's a lot of fun to play. And hopefully, you know, if you guys are Trickstar deck players, you know, check out this deck for yourself, try it for yourself, and comment down below, you know, if it works for you, or if you want any tips on it. But of course, guys, you know, that's it for this deck profile. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. As always, I want you guys to just keep on smiling, enjoy the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, whatever TCG you play. And this, of course, ends it for me, the one, the only, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! Representing the Legion, signing off, and hopefully seeing you next time, everybody.